Hello good people, welcome to my YouTube channel. I realize I haven't given you people a tour of my tiny office. I hope it's something you're interested in, just so I don't look strange on the internet showing you my space. So, welcome to my office. I must tell you people that it is so difficult to shoot this video. One, because I just have never thought of giving anyone a tour of any of my space. But secondly, because I'm sitting against the light, the window is behind me, which means that I can't put this camera right in front of this room, which is the entrance door to this space, because the light will be too much and you won't be able to see anything. So I'm going to be tactical about showing you this because I love how I've set up this space. And so I'll start by showing you my tiny desk. So this desk used to be my mother's tiny desk many years ago when she was still in college and in university. And it fits perfectly in this space because I have to tell you, this space is really tiny. You have no idea how tiny this space is. However, this desk belonged to my mom and I just had to move it here and use it. And I must tell you, it's quite comfortable for me. I feel like it was meant just right for me. I'm able to work here, to send emails, to talk to my clients, and to basically do everything that an online worker does. The other thing I'd like to show you, which is basically a tiny DIY, is this glass over here. And it was a window that broke a while ago, and why I placed it on top of this desk is to be able to hold down my sticky notes and business cards and anything I need to do within a very short timeline. I put it below here so that even when I'm sitting on this desk, I can look at them and I do not forget what I'm supposed to do and at what time. So I keep changing that a lot, but I love that it is transparent and that I'm able to see everything that I've placed on that space. Actually, I should probably remove this because it's already done. Yeah, that one is already done. But that's it. On top of this glass, I have placed a picture frame with a lily on it. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but yes, it has a lily on it. This is an old frame I had. I think I got it from House of Leather, if not Tuskies. I'm not sure, but one of those, I got it from there, and it used to be in my living room. At the beginning of this year, I told you that I'm changing a lot of things in my living room. I want a fresh environment. So this one made it to my office space, which is actually in my bedroom. Maybe in future I'll change it up with a picture of my family or a picture of my sister and I, or a quote. I'm not sure what will happen, but you know, I'll go as my moods feel. Also on my desk, I do place about 3 biros inside this set, and a lot of change is also here. It's an old set like the ones we used to use in school, and I like it. I think it's too colorful for me, but I like it. It's serving the purpose. I always have a notebook and a diary, which are things that I use to write down when I'm speaking to someone, when I'm writing proposals, when I need to communicate to someone. It's all diarized here, and I know when my deadlines are meant to be made because they are all documented here. You all know I'm also an author, and maybe, I'm not telling you people, and maybe I'm working on my next book already. And so anytime a new idea comes to me, I like to put it in this notebook. And it's not the only notebook I have. I also have this exercise book and many of similar books, which are generally A4 exercise books that I also use to write down my ideas, to prepare lessons, which you'll know about very soon, and to do other things that I do online and offline. On the end of this desk is a palm tree. I call her Georgina. So Georgina has been with me for about a month now. She's a living plant. She's not an artificial plant. She's a living plant. And good people, every time you see Georgina on these videos, just make a prayer for her, that she continues being there. I keep watering her. Sometimes I think I overdo it. Sometimes I think I forget. I'm not sure what exactly I'm doing to make sure she's healthy and growing, but so far she hasn't dried out. She seems to be producing new leaves every day, so I think I'm doing a good job. And Georgina is inside an old pot which also belonged to my mom, and the pot is on top of a stand, which is basically something that I'm improvising. It's one of those cable holders. It used to have Ethernet, and the person who connected my internet came with it, and the last wire was placed in my house. So I took that Ethernet holder and I'm using it as a table. So it's holding the pot and it's holding Georgina. I'm also sitting on a very old chair. This used to be my dad's home office chair, and again I just transported it here, and I love it. First, because it's old. Second, because I can swing it around and feel like a boss. It's just comfortable for me. Most importantly, it is serving its purpose. I'm able to sit on it and work. Behind here, I have a business card holder. I told you that I do work for some companies, and the way I get these companies is sometimes it's by cold calling, and sometimes it's by attending conferences and collecting business cards, then contacting them and asking them if they'd like somebody to write for them, or if they'd like somebody to provide content for them. I basically sell myself out in this work of freelance writing here. So I place here my business cards of people I need to talk with, of people I've spoken with in the past. Not all of them are about business, actually. Some of them have turned to be friends and things like that. People whose businesses I promote and things like that, I have them on my business card. There's a table down here, and this table is holding the bookshelf behind me. I will show you in a bit. But on this table, it is where I've placed my business card. I have also placed this light. I use it when we don't have power, and I also use it sometimes when I'm recording. If you see my videos looking really bright or bright enough, sometimes I do use this one, and it produces a lot of light. If I switch it on right now, I don't know how clear you can see, but it's really, really bright, and that's just the half of it. As you can see, the other half is not lit. I can also light it all together. It will all come on, and it's a lot. See? I love this little tool over here. Also on my desk down here, I have a jug of water because I love being hydrated when I am working. I have a glass for drinking the water, obviously, and I also have this. It was gifted to me during Christmas by my former boss. Now behind me is a bookshelf. It actually used to be my TV stand. If you invert it, you can see that this is its footing. If you invert it, then you're able to place your television on it or whatever you want. But it used to be part of the focal point of my house some time back. Right now, I have just inverted it the other way, and I'm using it as a book stand. First off, it's being held by the table, the same table that has the business card and the drinks on it. Down here, the part that is covered by this translucent glass, there are two shelves. One side has all the pending work from my clients and some very important documents here and there. And the other side has a green screen and a white screen. On the top, I've tried to keep it as minimal as possible. And on the top, I have this book. It's a huge and heavy book. The Mayo Clinic Family Health book. This one, too heavy. Yeah. I did use this for research a lot, and I haven't returned it in my dad's library, so I'm using it here. I'm keeping it here as an, I don't know why I'm keeping it here, honestly, but I like it. And once in a while I refer to it because after writing The Budding Tree, I generally became very interested with a lot of medical information. So yeah, I keep it. And behind it here, I'm sure you can't see, I have a lot of notebooks, unused notebooks. A4, as I mentioned, I use them a lot in my projects, so I keep them there so that I'm able, at all times, I have something to write on. When they get filled, I move them and I put new ones. And just on top of it, right here, is my recorder. I've had this recorder for more than 10 years, and I'm actually proud of myself that it's still functioning. It doesn't even have a scratch. For years, I've had this instrument. Goodness. This is the one thing that proves to me that I'm really, really responsible. Unfortunately, my YouTube channel is not about music or other things that I'm interested in, so you might never hear me play this, but I know how to play it fairly well. On the other side, I have my Bible, the book that I've just finished reading. I need to replace it and place a new one there. And then I have a few copies of The Budding Tree because, well, it's my book. It just psychs me and makes me feel so good to see my book on that shelf, so I keep it there. In front of Georgina and this desk, there's some space there, fairly enough space, like 4 people can stand on that space. And on that space, I've placed a huge mirror and a clock on it. If you're a woman, you know how much time you spend just looking at yourself on the mirror, and I've put there the clock intentionally so that I don't waste so much time just looking at myself in the mirror. That is also the same space because the mirror is actually portable. You can move it from one point to another. It's the same space where I put my green screen and my white screen when I'm shooting other things. After the wall, there is the exit door, which takes you away from this room. All that is in half of this room. The other half of this room obviously has the wardrobe, the bed, basically the things that are usually in a bedroom. There's also a reflector that I made for myself. And the reason I made that reflector is because I'm sitting against the light and I have a mirror which I've shown you. And so the reflector helps me also to bounce light around the room. I don't know how clear this is, but I promise you when I remove that reflector from that wall, then you can easily see the difference of how this video will turn out. I don't think there's anything to learn from here, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Until my next video, goodbye.